Hi, this hide is known as Knott's Landing. It's at Snettisham in Norfolk, and it's one of these places you can come to photograph a high tide wader roost, and it's absolutely spectacular. It's the month of August. I'm not sure I've ever been in August before, but you get a different set of birds. You get an awful lot of black-tailed Godwits, and that's what we've seen this morning. And I was wondering about whether I would put another YouTube film together, because I've done it several times already. But the answer is yes, I am going to put a YouTube film together because it's been very, very special. If you've never been to this, it's really worth the effort. I got up at midnight, so I went to bed at 9 o'clock in the evening, got up at midnight, got here for 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's now 25 past 9. I might as well go home because it's a heat wave. It's going to be too hot to do any photography during the middle of the day, so maybe I'll just drive home again. But it was worth coming for.
The reason you get there so early is because you want to ensure you have a place in the hide. They can become overcrowded. Although, on this occasion, we did wonder why we'd bothered.
This is the Knott's Landing hide. It's very large windows, and then these tiered seats. So it can be really packed out with people. But this is the interesting end. You've got apertures at ground level, so you can get down low and get those low angle shots. What I'm surprised about is the lack of people that's here. By now, I'd expect this hide to be packed out and people walking over there as well. It's empty. So I'm just going online to check we're here on the right dates. August 25, 12th. Yep, I've got it right. Just no people.
Although the Knott's Landing hide is the most popular, just to the left hand side of it there is another wooden hide which is also very good for photography. It is possible here to do individual shots of the birds. This is a black-tailed godwit. They come close enough, as in the past I've had red shanks, green shanks, Dunlin, ring plovers, all sorts of small waders coming close enough to the hide to photograph, but it's really all about the big flocks. I was also happier when the black-tailed godwit separated itself from the rest of the flock, so it was isolated in the water. It makes a more attractive picture, but getting one bird by itself is quite difficult. This was the only bird I took a few stills pictures of, and I make good use of the zoom to make sure I'm doing the bird small in the frame, big in the frame, placing it in different positions in the frame, and then doing vertical shots as well. And vertical shots smaller, low in the frame, high in the frame. This goes back to the days when I used to be able to make a living at it. You knew that graphics designers and publishers wanted that choice, so you had to take a wide variety. I no longer make a living at it, I'm still just in the habit of taking a range of pictures like this. But this is what you're normally trying to photograph at Snettisham, the groups. You can see some of these godwits are still in their summer plumage, others have turned quite grey for the winter plumage. One or two options for individual birds in flight, but not many. It's the mass of birds you're after. And it's quite a difficult thing to capture as a stills picture too. When all these godwits take to the air, it's just hit the button and hope. Now I'd like to be using the natural calls and sounds of these birds as they fly around, but that wasn't possible because the people did eventually turn up in the hide, and you cannot record sound when there's lots of people in a hide. There's too much background noise.
Oh yeah, I can't believe it. I never been to it down either. I grew up to Scotland, but
I need to go back one day and record the sound from outside of the hides where there's no people. Far more numerous than the black-tailed godwits are the knot. 30,000 birds were estimated to be coming in, and that's low. Later on in the autumn there'll be more numbers than that. It's very dramatic to watch. And like the godwits, some of the knot are in very colourful plumage. They go very grey in the winter. This is the bit I enjoy watching the most, as the knot sway backwards and forwards, trying to find space, I suppose. More knot arriving. As the tide is coming in, it pushes the birds in off the mudflats into these pits. And it's a fairly rare occurrence. You have to look on the RSPB Snettisham website to see which days of the year this happens. And it's not many. Thanks for watching.